Hola, I am Jep Kitty. Welcome to my first ever time recording. This game is called Automation the Car Company Game Tycoon. It's currently in early development. Let's start with the only thing available right now really is the Lite campaign and sandbox, so let's start a new game. The Lite campaign is currently in version 1. They are, of course, working on version 2 right now. So, there we go. Our name will be Tycoon Inc. Okay, we're going to start with a few points and breaks. For the early levels, that's really crucial, as well as in fuel system. Now, I'll start with that. I'm alright with being under medium difficulty. I'm not too worried about that, so let's just start. Okay. Pause it before any time passes. Let's design a car. Now for this one, I'm going to be going with a utility playthrough. So, yeah. And you'll want for that is no. This one here, what you want to do is make that longer. Oop. Okay, we're doing this for the extra utility, and for utility you want as much cargo space as possible, so yeah, we're trying to make it as big as possible, basically. And plus the Gazmians, they love their big footprints, so yeah. Okay, let's go on like that. Okay. Game's lagging a little bit, so. Okay, ladder, steel, front function 2, global wishbone. And for utility, you want leaf for the extra load capabilities, and you'll want steel paneling. Now, the only thing in here that actually does anything is the airflow with grills, so that's all we're going to be adding. And for this particular vehicle, with the engine I'm going to be building for it, nope, that's not it. Oop. The only one we need. That one should put it exactly where we need it. So, now, these are not going to look the prettiest, but they're practical. Okay. rear-wheel drive. Don't care about the coloring. It also gives you the opportunity there to, if you wanted a different door design, you can do that. Now, I'm going to do an inline 3 using cast because that's all I got right now. Lower the capacity a little bit. Make it a 1.4 liter. Push rod. May also add a cast. So we're not going for power, so one of the things they like for utility vehicles is reliability, so that's how we got the extra fuel system, because that is reliability. Now for this you're going to need to lower this compression. Cam, lower that a little bit as well. Try that for now. This is just aesthetic visual things, so don't need to worry about that. Okay, now here the only option we have this early on in the game in 1946 is naturally aspired. We're going to have that option for quite a while, and that's all it is. So for this one, you want a carburetor, single barrel eco, standard air intake, regular leaded, lower the fuel mixture a little bit, and ignition timing a little bit, and lower the RPM limit. This one right here is where the tech points we put into fuel system comes into place. We can add some quality to our fuel systems. Okay, we're gonna want tubular single. We're gonna want to really kind of strangle this. 48 horsepower. That's about good. Right now we don't have any kind of like converter, so we'll do baffled and baffled. Make it nice and quiet. Okay, now we check to see how good it is. And get the game's lagging a little bit. Valve float is happening, so that means I have the fuel mixture wrong. So let's go back to that. I need a little bit richer. Ooh. Let's see. Okay. Probably get a lot better if we lower this down quite a bit. Right about there. Ooh, a little rich, okay. And out of there too quick. Lower that fuel mixture a tiny bit. It should be good. So let's see. Okay. Still running rich. We can change that by raising the limit. About that's you now. See, now we're up. Green. Okay, that's a finally tuned engine. So, now we choose the stuff, manual, single clutch, 4-speed box. Okay. Okay, we're going to be doing about that. About that. So second gear goes to about 50 kilometers. That's about 60 actually, so. And no differential, open leave that open. Okay. Now this. We're changing the tire diameter, so I can get this right. Get that to stay. For what you should see, yeah, see the tires are going a bit slower, but we want big tires. Okay. Now for this one. Okay, there's a little bit of a bug right now in the game that you have to come from the bottom end for the for these. So otherwise it messes up the graphs, and that'll show up later on. Okay, that's good. We're also wanting hard all tires. Steel rim, doesn't matter for that. Next, here's the braking, which, yeah, We're gonna want the max size bricks we can get. We also need these to be maxed. Same with these. And these tech points, we put in braking, they come into here. Everything else we're going to need more because the braking is really hurtful in the early levels. It's really hard to stop your vehicles. No under tray. Now right here, this is where the your grill comes into play. Airflow. Now here, it's saying required air cooling. Now for a vehicle, you want lots. For a utility vehicle, you want way over for the cooling than what's required because it enhances the reliability. Now ideally you want 4 times as much, and I don't quite have that much, so we're okay though. Okay, we want only 2-seater, basic interior with no entertainment, and standard 40s safety. Okay, standards. Twin tube. Passive. Okay. Comfort. I'll come back to that later. Once I get a graph. Which, now that I'm here, we can see what the statistics are for my vehicle. As soon as it loads. There we are. Drivability of 37, a 0 per sportiness. That's what you want with utility. You don't want any sportiness. Practicality, that's very good. Utility, right there. See? 50. Okay. Just a little bit of tweaking here, and we should be able to do this. Lower the camber in the front a little bit. I do believe I went the wrong way for that. Let's see. Here, we're really competitive in the heavy delivery and delivery, which is where we want to be. So, I think we're relatively good here. Markets. Right down here. This is, of course, before any markup, and also this is based off of now. That's going to change when we actually bring it out into production. So let's add a little bit of markup. Go 30% markup. This cost right here is before an estimated cost of what's going to be with a factory. That's going to change after you build your factory, because it just does an estimated thing. So that will go down. Now here we set up our factories. Okay. Here's the trim. I'm just going to name the original one Model 1. That's a Alright, name. Okay, and here's for the engine. Okay, now what we need to look at is okay, usually takes longer for the body than the engine. So let's look at this is the engineering time. How long it takes them to design it, basically. Now, I'll see. Okay. 1.12 months. Okay. Let's bump that up a little bit with the reliability. Bring it out to solid 2 years. I think it might be just one. Nope. It is the 2. So now what we're going to want to do is, with the engine, we're going to want to match that 2 years. Which means we can add a lot of reliability to our engine, which helps our reputation. Seems not affect durability. Reliability, which is really, really reliable for an engine. Okay, now we need to choose our factory size. Now, because we started with 1.5 billion, we can now we're buying the plot here. So I'll buy medium plots for both. Because we started in Gasmia, you only get Gasmian regions available to start with, so. And here's so far the bodies we're building. Okay, down here, total build cost, that's alright. Might be able to cut back on that a little bit by cutting back on the automation by a tiny bit. Just a little bit to start with. Now, that makes 38 cars a day. A tiny factory makes 29 cars a day. We don't need to adjust this on at all. You'll always make more engines than you will cars, so here, like I said, 39 cars a day. So what we can do is come to the engines here. And as you can see, we have a match to car option right here, which when we click on it, it immediately matches the factory of the engines to make the same amount of engines as there is cars being produced. Never really want to under or overproduce any of the other ones, because then you'll just have leftover stock you'll never sell. Now we get a better look at the markets. And we have a really good competitive right here, which is nice. And that number right there is the percentage of the people in that market that we're reaching that we can afford our vehicle. So, doing really well there and where we're wanting to reach. As you can see as well, the cost did go down from the 8,600. It was not by much. If you're building like luxury cars and all that, it will be a much more noticeable difference. But because we're building cheap utility vehicles, not so much of a noticeable difference. Now, this one I'm not going to be worrying about too much until the car's actually in production and we can look at the numbers from then. So, as in the current market, we'd be selling 18.7 times 18.71 cars, 74 cars to every one we make. So yeah, we're not producing enough at this market, so in order to fix that, you'd have to raise the markup, make it more expensive. Either that or produce more of them. And as soon as it's done loading, here's the final sign-off screen. Most of the time you will lose money on the very first one. As it is with this one, grand total project would cost me $4.39 million, $439.6 million. Profit per month would be $2 million, and it would take me 202 months before I break even. The estimated break-even time is December 1964. So, but it's just our first vehicle, so the biggest cost here is the factories buying the lots. So as we reuse those factories, it costs less and less to make a vehicle, so it's always going to cost a lot too first. Now we sign off by pressing the big white button here. And then when we get them back here, we get this screen right here. Do you wish to skip to when the car enters production? Yes. And it'll automatically, when the game finishes deciding, it'll automatically put us the month it starts producing. And I think that'll be good enough for this episode. I'll start selling it in the next episode, and we'll see how it does. And this is, again, Jeff Katie signing off. Have a good day.